to see how far, you know, presumably Theo's going to be fighting me or maybe Deltaros in Grands, both of which I think he's maybe also played Lucario against Deltaros at one point as well, and it like did similarly to how it did against me, or maybe slightly better, I can't remember. But regardless, this is, well, I was going to say off to a good start for Little. Theo is hitting those bread and butter Lucario combos, which are doing a bit of percent with the aura he has, but still a lot of percentage unanswered for on this first stock, and losing the first stock there to the up tilt. Now, obviously, coming back from a deficit against Samus is usually pretty hard. Obviously, Lucario's whole thing is coming back from deficits. Whether or not he's actually good at that is maybe another story. I think it relies, obviously, a lot on, you know, still winning with a fundamentally lacking character. But regardless, you'll be doing more damage, you'll be killing earlier. That's, you know, something to account for. Little already doing a pretty good amount of percentage, was just doing well at like just getting those pivot grabs, just catching where the Lucario wanted to land. Still holding on to that stock, even though at this point he should probably be at kill percent for a Lucario with this amount of aura. But obviously Lucario does have to find that killing move, which he kind of relies on being ledge a lot of the time for that. Obviously, like, his smash attacks are strong and he'll kill, you know, center stage with aura, but he's, you know, he's not often just going to hit raw smash attacks. Whereas he kind of needs to be like hitting a back air or a neutral B in the corner. Theo going for the whole, the two charge shots cancelling each other out there. Theo going for the, finally finding the back air, going for the Aura Sphere like charge cancel that Lucario can do. Although having the stock equalization quickly answered for with Little hitting that up smash. Once again hitting the classic jab into pivot grab on Samus. And getting a decent bit of damage, obviously. Quite an even stock so far, but obviously Little has the lead. If he can just keep up this pace, then he's in a pretty good spot, especially with how he did quite a good job of holding on to that last stock. He lost it at like 150-ish, so you know, managing to keep alive quite a bit. Whereas both times I think Theo's died at a bit lower percentages, like 110, 120. Of course, getting this ledge trap situation is going to be big for Kendrick Olimar. This is what he needs. This is where he needs to find the kill. As Lucario finding it with that Aura Sphere. Aura Sphere already covers a lot of options, and if Samus is going to try jumping back in like that, like they so often do, then that's going to get caught. Those Aura combos doing a nice bit of damage, already at 67. The side B, they're pretty much evening it up, and now this is looking a lot more like Theo's game to win. Having to re-grab there, but Theo not being able to punish that with Lucario, and Little himself just about managing to avoid or just miss that down air previously. And with this reversal here, this is going to be a big opportunity for Theo, and catching the roll with the Aura Sphere charge. Yeah, no, charge shots, obviously very good at ledge in general, and when they also just have a hitbox that like lingers as you're charging it, that kind of makes it even better, because you're I mean, charge shot covers roll anyway, but it's just like, it's extra covering roll. Like, you don't even need to just kind of like react. Sticking with the Lucario Samus. Of course, I don't actually, obviously both these are charge shot characters, although they play very differently. I don't know what, you know, as underwhelming and underrepresented as Lucario is, it's hard to say, like, how some matchups are for him. And I know some Lucario mains are actually quite optimistic about some of his matchup spreads. Like, Samus is obviously a really good character, and so you have to assume that probably doing well against like an obscure low tier like Lucario. But bear in mind, Lucario has like very good mobility. Like, his air speed, I think, is very similar to Wolf's, if not like pretty much the same. So like, very similar movement in the air, whilst even being a bit faster on the ground, I think. And then obviously, like with B reverse neutral Bs and stuff, he has pretty good movement, and movement is obviously very useful against Samus. Just about living that up throw, I feel like Lucario's like somewhat light, so I genuinely thought he was dead to that, but just about living. We're seeing a lot of charge shots trading back and forth here. Once again, the charge shots trading. It looks as if even if there's a difference in the like size of the charge, they still just kind of negate one another. And once again, Little taking the first stock here, which is gonna be big. Although that back air is even bigger, and just going off for that extra one just makes sure that the Samus is dead. And now, with the stocks evening up, we're obviously seeing a less juiced up Lucario. Those bread and butters not doing as much as they were like on the last stock of the last game. Still getting a decent amount though. Lucario does have like some decent like 3-hit strings that his damage output without Aura is like obviously underwhelming compared to a lot of the casts, but he gets damage done. Going deep out for that back air, and although the back air didn't connect, it seemed like Little was too perhaps drifted out a bit too far to recover. Didn't actually see where the jump was lost there, but and even though Theo is now the one with the lead, he's doing well, just getting a nice bit of damage and getting Little in the corner. Using those B reverses to like land on the platform and get back down. Two whiffed up Bs, both of which went unpunished. Theo clearly uncomfortable with like Lucario's frame data. Like that back air is pretty slow, and he was not used to having a back air that slow. Losing the jump to the neutral B there, this will, well, I was going to say that should be a very easy edge guard for Theo, although he missed the edge guard, he went off for the, or he covered the buffered roll back into center stage. And that will be 2-0 to Kendrick Olimar. Switching to the Dark Samus, obviously slightly different character to Samus. I don't know that the those differences will have much of an impact. I know it's mainly to do with like Dark Samus' charge slot hitting like a bit lower to the ground, which changes things like in ledge trap situations. Or maybe just like, I don't know, change of skin, change of scenery, just feel like you're kind of refreshing things, I guess, if you need that kind of mental reset. A bit more of a passive game so far. Previously, the other two games hadn't been like super like campy on Samus's ends. Basically, all the like charge shots were just kind of negated by Lucario's Aura Sphere, and then they inevitably just kind of met in the middle and started fighting like mid-range and close up. But once again, Little taking that first stock with a nice little bomb conversion into the up tilt. Actually, surprised that killed so early. Oof. Reading the spot dodge, although it looked like that was still like the lingering hitbox of the forward smash and did get a strong hit. Although, not that that would have expected to kill even at 50 with Aura. Oh, finally the Aura Sphere going through that partially charged charge shot. Getting a charge cancel, I guess, into neutral air. I think I heard Theo say that like at least like 1 or 2 weeks ago that he doesn't understand entirely how Lucario's like Aura Sphere charge cancel stuff works. Maybe he's been practicing that or figuring out a bit. The main thing is that you can I think he's just been like cancelling it into jump nair, which is obviously easy enough. But I think you can do like a you can cancel it while like without going airborne and like then confirm it into a side B, which is obviously like pretty good because you basically just when you have someone locked in with that Aura Sphere. That Aura Sphere finally taking the stock. Of course, Lucario already on red percentages for this stock, so Little will be wanting to take the stock shortly, whilst Theo will be wanting to make the most of the bright blue flames on Lucario's paws right here. Not managing to get any bread and butters yet, just a couple of stray hits and dash attacks and down tilts. Ooh, Little missing the... Okay, that back air killed. I don't even know at what percent. I wasn't looking at Little's percents because I didn't think he was at kill percent, but I would have expected like an F smash to kill there, not a back air. That was... I can't imagine he was higher than like 50, and that's very quickly changed the tide of this game for Theo to take that second stock first when, Little respawned when Theo was already at like 120. Of course now, Kendrick going to have to play a stock without Aura, and bear in mind, like, in the like even percentages, like even stocks, Little has been like winning those stocks first. Like so, like at the beginning of each game so far, Little has taken that first stock. Whether or not that's because of the lack of Aura or just Little's had better openings, who knows? But perhaps we're going to see right here because so far things are even. Little finally getting a percentage lead. Both players just firing from across stage, although Theo having to kind of give up on that after his shield was pretty low. Down to a forward air, sending to a ledge trap situation. This obviously could be big. Just about neutral get-upping through the charge shot, although getting grabbed and being sent off stage again means that this situation will be reset, and no jump from Zaire is going to save you there. Managing to get back to center stage, or get back to ledge, and Theo claiming center stage, going back to a bit of a charge shot battle here. Little not giving up that ledge position though, despite that being quite a scary position to be in against Lucario, with the Aura Sphere killing nice and comfortably at 100 with that amount of Aura. And that'll be 3-0 to Kendrick Olimar.